Ghanaian President John Mahama has actually launched an attack on most African countries who claim to be democratic, but in essence are not even doing half of the job. According to John Mahama, he says that there is an increased acceptance now of coup d'etats across most African countries that pride themselves as democracy. That in recent research, it shows that most African youths in Africa, in West Central Africa, East Africa, prefer a military coup than a democratically elected government. He says that in his inauguration day, the crowd went wild when they saw Ibrahim Traore. Now, they went wild when they saw Ibrahim Traore, not because Ibrahim Traore was a military leader only, but because the military leader was actually delivering. He says that democracy, without providing water for your people, without providing jobs for your people, without fighting against corruption, without providing good healthcare system, without putting the priority of the people on the table, it's not democracy. It is something that is an active ingredient to call for a coup d'etat. He says that coup d'etat is only increased because of the lack of those things. In fact, let me not talk too much. I will play you the video of John Mahama. He said something very, very, very serious that I cannot be able to mention. So he said he does not care whether it is autocracy, whichever crazy. He says that whichever system of government any nations accept, that system should be able to do what the people want. Jobs, electricity, security, water, healthcare, and build some financial system. Ladies and gentlemen,
if you were not on the Black Star Square and we had locked you in a room and you could hear the announcement of the acknowledgement of the presidents who were coming up to greet me, you'd have noticed that the loudest applause was for the countries that have overthrown democracy and are under military dictatorship. That should give us a pause for thought. That should make us think. And that should make us ask ourselves questions about why democracies die. And that's why the topic of today is relevant. What are the things we need to do to sustain democracy? Democracy will not survive by itself if we don't work for it. And like Omar Toure said, whatever system of government you have, autocracy, democracy, theocracy, whatever, if it does not deliver opportunities and prosperity to the people, it will not survive. And so the it was clear that the excitement had completely disappeared, because all the Afrobarometer surveys and all the other surveys they did, and in many of these surveys they added the question, do you prefer democratic government or would you support a coup d'etat? And it was frightening to notice that a lot of our young people said they would prefer to live under a military government. And so that should give us pause for thought. And that is why I said that we need a reset of our democracy. We need a reset of our economy. We need a reset of our governance. We need to make our governance accountable. And that's why I say anybody who wants to serve in public office must be prepared to account to the people. The people are tired of the corruption. They are tired of misgovernance. They are tired of the lack of opportunity. And that is why for those of us who believe in democracy, we must continue to take the advantage of dialogues like this to see what is wrong with our implementation of democracy so that we can make a reset that makes the youth continue to have faith in democratic governance and not romanticize unconstitutional government. So these are just a few words I thought we'll talk about, but also to mention the role of the new media. We don't have the traditional TV and radios as the main source of information now. Anybody puts a camera in front of his face and can make a commentary on anything. And so there again, how do we accommodate the new media in democratic consolidation? Maybe that might be the topic for the next democracy dialogue.
Vous êtes le futur de notre société. Vous êtes les leaders de demain. Vous êtes les innovateurs de la prochaine génération. Nous sommes là pour vous aider à réaliser vos rêves et atteindre vos objectifs. Bacheliers, devenez les architectes de votre avenir avec l'Institut universitaire du Golfe de Guinée de Douala.
Since 1993, the University Institute of the Gulf of Guinea, it is 3 higher schools, ESG, ISTA, ISA,